Bryant. I think that's Derek says, "Hey guys, hey Derek, Mr. Bryant, Tiki Child, evening and happy New Year's to all. Thank you so much."
Okay.
All right, you go right ahead, Mr. Amir. Go ahead.
All right. So you got me in the impromptu mode, but I got it. Okay. Well, I guess we'll be all right. What's wrong with you? All right. Um, so I put a post out today, roughly not too long ago. I'm gonna say our group, the Thorn Township Citizens Action Committee, which is the various members of folks who just really give a damn. We're in court today, and we been on the front lines for the last 6 months. For those who don't know, fighting against the oppressive forces, quote unquote, in Harvey, Illinois, and the Southland, and I think we got those oppressive forces on the run. We don't want to give a platform anymore to the oppressors or the agents of chaos. Or come on, give me some more, Ramona. Give me some more names that we're going with this. Agent provocateurs. Yeah, I love that one. Ryan, I don't know, we could think of a few more, but so we're going to not give them that type of platform because the level of importance is not enough. So with that being said, just to get straight to the point, we were in court today, and we've gone beyond a medium point now. We're past a lot of the restraining orders. Kudos to Ryan because he got his restraining order passed through, and I'm so happy of that because he has to live in that community and the extra level of security, for a lack of the better use of the word, that can provide means a lot to all of us, especially if we have to live in these communities like Harvey, where you have public chaos. The police officials and the officials on the ground are just corrupt as hell, and so the level of documentation is always needed and as much as possible. So, he was able to get his through because he stayed determined, and we stood with him. Rain, snow, sleet, and shine. Those are some very cold days, my friend. Yes. Rain. Sometimes they were raining. I can remember one time when Mr. Provocateur Brown was out dancing in the middle of the street celebrating. His restraining order was denied. The restraining order was denied. But you remember that?
Yes, I know. But it's so crazy, all the ups and downs.
Yeah. But the whole key, and I think we talked about it, is determination. And, really you have to understand the way that packing the train is with the system. So, your situation 2 weeks ago, 2.5 weeks ago was indicative of that. 3 weeks ago, I guess we could say. Today was another indicative level of, I thought the disruptors would come on board and they would, say things to contrary of, this case needs to be dismissed, so on and so forth. But in a civil litigation court, they're not able to go to that level. They're not able to be disruptive the way we've seen in the past. So I think that because of the level of the way that the civil lawsuit courts are ran, you won't see as much disrupting. I'm not saying that they won't play those games, but, we're coming ready and willing and able to be prepared for them. For an example, I'm going to say this and then I'm going to turn it back over to you guys. And for an example, Mr. Brown said, and the only reason why I'm saying his name now is because we promised we weren't going to say his name, but just for the point of illustration, he said that he wasn't going to be served because he didn't have an address, so on and so forth, and trying to find him, and we would have to get a process server. I don't know if you guys remember that. Well, guess what happened January 19th? He got served, right? Guess who was in court today?
Well, December 19th.
I mean, December 19th. Yeah, I'm sorry. December 19th, he got served very directly. He played like it wasn't him. You remember the sheriff said, "Hey, this guy is saying he's not Jedediah Brown." I'm like, I'll be damned if he's not Jedediah Brown. You know what I mean? I mean, I don't
That
know
is
if anybody would claim it were Jedediah Brown if they weren't, because I surely the hell wouldn't. But anyway, make a long story short, Ramona can I actually tell you as well. I mean, it was just gameplay that whole day, and it was just waiting mentally, and it was exhausting, but we got through it. So today was indicative of a new change. They tried to evade, being served, and they got served. And then today, one of the things that we made a point of is this guy saying he's a resident of Harvey now. I don't know if you guys know that or not. He's claiming to be a resident of Harvey. So, and I did ask the judge directly. I'm like, look, we need an address on this guy. If not, we need an email address on this guy, because he's trying to evade getting served. And if there's discovery, if there's documents, we need to be able to communicate with him. So they both gave their email addresses, and the judge notated and let them know, hey, look, you're gonna be getting documents sent your way. So please make sure you respond. Make sure you have your depositions ready. And we got a March 9th court date. I believe it's March 9th. I'll refresh that with everyone. But as we speak right now, I believe he's on live, even discussing it. And I think
Amir, sorry to interrupt, but could you remind people what was today's hearing for? I don't think you said what it was for.
Oh, I thought I did, but if I didn't, it's for the civil lawsuit, right? It's for the civil lawsuit. So we're
in case people know, because they may only know about the different orders of protection. So this is something different. This is a lawsuit involving your injuries, I believe, from July 14th, correct?
Yeah. So the strategy has always been that we are building up to bigger and better things. The legal process is a legal process nonetheless, and the scales of justice are in balance. These courts are going to work against you, especially because they're waiting. So the restraining orders was the first level and the first layer to get documentation. We got testimony. We got a lot of things that we can use for the days ahead. The next level and the next layer has always been to do civil litigation, and it's personal injury. And it was $30,000 against Mr. Brown and his bodyguard, Raheem Sharks. And the reason why it was so low, so minimal, was because, again, our purpose is just to continue on building up into a bigger and better case, which will be announced within the next 24 hours. And we'll talk about that as well. But even in a point of $30,000 for someone who's supposed to have a lot of money and be rich, right? Mr. Brown has said that he won't be paying $30,000. So I'm like, hey, if you're a globetrotter, if you're able to get on a plane twice a day and go anywhere in the United States you want, then $30,000 is nothing but a hop, skip, and a jump for you. Ain't that right, Ramona?
Right.
So,
absolutely.
And do you want to remind people of your just some of your injuries from July 14th?
Well, my injuries were, going back into the video, I'm sure a lot of people saw, but who didn't? I literally had a fractured finger. My finger was actually in an L shape. This one, it's actually okay now. It looks a lot better. So, my eye socket was fractured after getting kicked about 5, 6, 7, 8 times. It's the left eye socket. It's actually better now. And I believe at that night I got hit with a brick in the back of the head by someone, and I still don't know who he was. But I think that if I weren't built like a football player, I probably would have succumbed, or who knows, it would have been a lot more serious than what it was. But so through God we got through it, and personal injury is definitely a non-deniable factor with these guys, and we're gonna go as far as we can with it, and we won't back down. And as I remind everyone, it's not about just my situation, but what it is we're doing all of this for the purposes of getting rid of these ops for the community, right? The community. We're doing a service to the community because these guys have been oppressive forces we've taken a lot of steam out of their sale. They several months ago was a totally different conversation. People were being docked. Information was being put out on people, to the tune of, it was like unheard of, the level of criminality, because that's crimes, right? Cyberbullying was happening with these people, and it was just, I mean, I've never seen anything like it. So today, as we speak, we don't see that level, and what we've done is working. But I will say this, Ryan and Ramona and everyone who's listening, 2026 is a new year. So if you are an op, if you are a public oppressor, if you're an agent of chaos, or what's that word, Ramona, that you've used?
Provocateur.
If you're an agent provocateur, I'm going to say run and hide, because we will not play the game. We're not playing.
And Idrol Quebec had a message. Amir, today was the discovery emotion. You could answer that, maybe.
Yeah. So today was just preliminaries. It was discovery. Their discovery is going to continue going on right now, starting today, going into March. So today was just preliminary. So the only thing is the last court date, which was in this early December, they were saying that they weren't adequately served, which they were. So that's what it is.
And then Tiki Child said something like he was named. I can't think of it now. Are you thinking of Raheem Sharks? He was the other one named in the lawsuit? Tiki, maybe that's who you were thinking of.
Yeah, Raheem Sharks was the second individual, and for those who don't know, that's Jedediah Brown's bodyguard.
Oh no, she says no. Oh, okay. Oh, I don't know. You have to clarify who you're
talking about. Explain what you mean.
Yeah. The other big guy.
Stringer Harris, right?
Yeah.
Stringer. She's talking about Stringer, big 300-pound, silverback with the red.
Think of, because
that's Stringer Harris. Yeah, that's Stringer.
He was there.
That's the one who I think sucker punched me, but
that's the whole other.
We'll figure it out later on.
I know. It just was not handled properly by Harvey.
Oh my God. These guys ran how many times? They evaded the law. They literally, Harvey was literally chasing after these guys. And, it's just unheard of. But, again, I'm going to suggest, because Ryan knows and Ramona has an idea of what I'm talking about, but give it 24 hours and there'll be new developments about that as well.
Right, absolutely. And then I wanted to share a video, because then after that we went to there are two homes on Page that the mayor owns, and if you don't know, last year, I think, was it in October, right? Or definitely by December, almost half of all Harvey city staff had been laid off by the mayor. The mayor's just been AWOL. The last time we saw him do any sort of public appearance or semi-public appearance, because not everyone was welcome, but was on December 22nd, when he and Jedediah and the real estate firm that was given on October 27th some plots of land on Turlington for an undisclosed amount of money. We still don't know. They hosted a Christmas dinner for seniors. We don't know exactly, we know that there were plenty of people there who were not seniors and who were not from Harvey, but they did say it was supposed to be for 200 Harvey seniors. That's the last time Mayor Clark's been seen or heard of officially. And while all this is happening, we're paying our tax dollars to have a 24/7 police presence, not only with Mayor Clark, but in front of these two houses. So I wanted to show a video of that. Before I get to that, I wanted to answer Tiki. Tiki said, was Raheem in court? No, neither. Neither were in court in person today.
Right, they were on Zoom. They were on Zoom. So he was present on Zoom, but they weren't in court, to Ryan's point.
Yes, exactly. And then Beth came in. Hey, Beth, welcome. Hey, Beth,
I'm
how?
heading to my car. I'm getting in my car,
Oh,
so I'm just
okay.
gonna listen. I'm with you. I just got
Oh,
done at a Village of Dalton meeting, so
oh, welcome. Okay. Oh, awesome, awesome. Yeah. So let me pull up that video here quickly, and I can share that with you. So yeah, we were just taking a walk, and we're like, oh my goodness, we've got to get this on video because this is crazy. How can you shut down the city and then have all these police resources? Oh, and the surveillance camera as well. Um, okay, cool. All right. So again, this is well, you'll hear in the video. All right, everybody. So we're on Page, right by the hospital, right by there's a church here. Here's my Angelou Elementary School, and we just wanted to document that the two houses to my right here with the black fences around that the mayor owns. You can see there are 1, 2, 3 vehicles parked in front. At least one of them is a city vehicle. You can see the MP plate. Then down there we have a very expensive surveillance camera and a squad car.
that car is running.
Oh, okay. And this one with the tinted windows is running. Yeah. So to give everybody a and just so you know that that's typically what the mayor will do. Like he'll have a vehicle sitting for him at City Hall, the big SUV like that with the tinted windows, and his driver that he also paid for. And it'll just be running. And this car again was just running. I don't know if the mayor was anywhere around, but reminder: the city, the mayor has laid off almost half the city staff. We have reduced fire, reduced police. And while all this is happening and people are laid off and don't have jobs and we don't have the protection we need, these folks are being paid to guard houses that people tell us the mayor doesn't even reside in. So we're at 157th and Page and Harvey. There's Wood Street right there.
So here we are, Amir Shakur, Thornton Township Citizens Action Committee crew, and we're here because City of Harvey is in turmoil. We are here because loss of staff, tremendous layoffs. The community is in an uproar, impoverished, houses abandoned, people are leaving in droves. But the contrast is this mayor will not open up the finances of the city of Harvey. Is clearly in error about a lot of things. This is the example. The example is right here, right behind us, as you can see, is the mayor.
So as you see, as Amir's talking, so these two little ranch houses, 50s ranch houses, these are the two homes that the mayor owns. And this fence, which is that's a whole debacle even of itself. I was still on the Planning and Zoning Commission when this got built, and I can tell you that they pushed that through the Planning and Zoning Commission because you cannot build a 6-foot tall fence in your front yard. That is against Harvey City Code. So that got pushed through the Planning and Zoning Commission, and that really was not adequately explained. Basically, it was just because, well, Mayor Clark wants it. So they pushed it through there, and then the city council had to vote on it. So that's really against Harvey City Code to even have that fence there. But anyway. Oh, and both of the homes have had extensive work done to them the past few years, largely without any permits posted. So my question is, has taxpayer money been used to do that work? We don't know because we haven't seen where the money has been going for the city.
The mayor's residence, and we have paid police officers and auxiliary force right here who are 24/7. 24/7. On this side,
a secondary squad car with a full CCTV, closed circuit TV security system that sits right on the house. Within a 2-block radius, there's a hospital that an emergency room for English Memorial that deserves this level of security because the emergency room is very high volume. But we don't see a camera there. We don't see police there, but we see it here.
Right.
We need in 2026 to draw a contrast. That contrast has to say that this mayor has to go. He rang the bell for over 6 months now, but now it's resounding.
And I zoomed in a little bit there because I had not noticed these signs. I think they're relatively new. There are 2 signs in front of the 2 homes that the mayor owns. It says reserved parking, so it's not handicap. It's not resident parking only. So I mean, I'm sorry, but nobody gets that privilege in the city, and the mayor shouldn't either. You don't get special reserved parking on a public way just because you're the mayor. Besides, he has garages in the back of these houses. Anyway, it's just a mess.
The message has to be clear. Christopher Clark has to go. Where's the payroll at for this police contingent? Who's paying for it? Why is it even here? What is the purpose for this $15,000 closed circuit TV camera surveillance system to be right on this house? Let's make a note of that. Chris Clark, you're in error, sir. You got to go. Thorn Township Citizens Action Committee, we're going to continue ringing the bell. Let me see, make sure I got that.
Is that good?
Thanks, guys. Again, so that was Amir talking. We're all here just observing what's going on because this is crazy. I mean, we're in a public safety crisis. Almost half the city staff's been laid off. Why are these cars protecting this house or these houses, that the mayor owns? What about all the high crime areas? What about all the places where all the unexplained fires have happened? I don't think anyone's in the car currently, but MP2360 is the plate. But still, I mean, it's pretty crazy. All right, you guys want to say anything else before I sign off? Okay. All right, everybody. All right, so that was that. And then to answer some of the questions, let's see. What did you guys say? Superstar Clark, right. I hope you're going to show how much fun they had at the police station after the fight. Oh, well, that'll come out, yes. It's the safest place to live near the mayor. I mean, I guess because the cops are there all the time. But the thing is that people always tell us, the mayor's not usually there. So it's weird. He even has a fence, right. And who paid for the fence? Great question, Renee. We don't know. And I'm suspicious that, some of those expensive projects could have been funded by our money. The lights are on the police car in black. Yep, it was running. Someone was just sitting in there. Dodge Charger unused for no reason. Exactly. Yep. You got it, Idro. So yeah, it's pretty sad, you guys, right? So yeah, what did you guys think about seeing that?
Ramona, let's ask Ramona like what her feelings are, because I think that, for her, even Beth, both Ramona and Beth have been on the ground with us, Ryan, since the first campaign that we started together, even though, you guys have been dealing with the city's nemesis and this mess for probably well over maybe 2 years now. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but let's talk about it from the standpoint of Ramona, from what you saw and how you felt when you saw that contingency of the mayor's house. Was this the first time that you've actually seen his actual residence, or alleged residence, I should say?
Well, that is the first time that I have seen his residence. So my feeling of seeing that was I was shocked because of the level of security that's around there. That's definitely taken away from the community. Spending all that high tech money for those devices is ridiculous when our city is suffering so much. So why do we need? Why does he need cameras all facing on his house? Why? That should not be. It should be, and because of the angle of that street, it should be more surveillance further down than just planted right there, because it is kind of off to the side for hospital use. So those cameras could be used for something else than just watching his house.
And like Renee said, a good point to remind us, Pacific Sub, where they had the break-in the night that Clark was hosting that Christmas dinner, that exclusive Christmas dinner that, you know, only certain people were invited to. It's right down the street from where the so first of all, we know the cars were in front of his two houses that he owns. Then they were there at St. Mark's Church to protect him. We know where they weren't. There was no camera and there was no one patrolling near 159th and Wood when Pacific Sub was broken into, and that's not that far away. So thank you, Renee, for that reminder. That's a good point. Welcome, Saint Sinner. Welcome, Crook. Who else came in that was new? Yeah. Oh, and then Renee says nobody wants his ass. One cam at Clark's house, another one near Naples business. Very good, Ezel. You remembered that. Yeah. As far as I know, I think those are the only cameras right now.
Just think about it like this too, if I can interject, Ryan. When it comes to the CCTV, I mean, you know, even though those systems, I mean, if it's running 24 hours, you know, I mean, that is a level of, you know, it's financing. Somebody has to monitor and check that. You know, it's just to the point to where it's, I mean, with Harvey and the level of crime, and don't forget about the crime that's going on in Harvey. How many other places could that have been? You know, and we do remember, and I just want to remind everyone that when we started last summer in the campaign against Harvey collaboratively, that one of those CCTV systems was on Hassan's compound, which was
yes, remember that?
You remember that, right?
Yeah.
And because there was, I guess, because of the scrutiny, it was moved. But then we know that it was moved to over Napoleon's block, over to watch his house. So this stuff is being abused and misused like none other before. And, you know, there's legitimate crime in Harvey, right? What about the young baby who was just murdered and killed? What about all these fires? I mean, that block could stand a CCTV system, right?
If anything, they should have it on the block of Myrtle, where we were fighting to keep residents in their homes, and you know, unfortunately, they were kicked out. All those homes are empty. We've had now within a month, we've had 2 fires on that same block.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man.
So it's pretty crazy, you guys. And then after we covered this, then we went up the street, and I wanted to show you guys something else. Thank you to several people on Facebook for sharing this earlier today. But apparently at the dollar stores in Harvey, I think at all the dollar stores, but we just were able to confirm at the one at 159th and Wood, there was this cease and desist sign on the door. And I remember they did this last year. The city did this last year as part of their extortion campaign, where, you know, they'll say, oh, businesses didn't pay this tax or this fee or whatever. And I mean, you know, this has been going on for a while. Now, luckily, the bigger businesses have lawyers to pay for this stuff. But it's been really sad, you guys, because we've had a lot of local businesses that can't afford big legal bills that they they've had to close and they've left Harvey. I mean, it's horrible, which makes no sense because then Clark and his four alder yes men say, "Oh, but we need the tax money and they're not paying." Okay, but you're fining and penalizing these businesses, and a lot of them are local businesses, which is what we want. But
Yeah.
then they're closing. You're driving them to close. So you're complaining you're not getting money, but then you're pushing out businesses and people who pay taxes. Like that doesn't make any sense. It's crazy, you guys. So I don't know, man.
Well, do you like that Dollar Tree, Brian?
Yeah, I mean, I've gone there plenty. I'm sure Ramon has.
Sure. It's good for bargains, right?
Yeah, and we did peek. When we stopped by, we did kind of peek in the window because the lights were on, but I didn't see him.
Oh.
So I would be curious if anybody knows anyone who actually works at any of the dollar stores. If you hear specifically why, because it doesn't really say on the cease and desist. It just says like, what does it say? Something. It
Well,
has been closed in violation of the City of Harvey's municipal code, but it doesn't say what. Like,
Wait a minute. So when you went in there, Ryan, let's be, because they can't just do a cease and desist and close the place down. So they were still doing business, correct?
no, it was closed. No.
It
We
was
did
closed.
Yeah, we peeked in. I was trying to look in because the lights were on, but I couldn't see any staff in the store. And no, the door was not open. And that one in particular, I know gets a lot of business because that's a popular corner there. And just during the short time we were there to check it out, Ramona can tell you there were several people that came and they're like, "What's going on? What's going on?"
Yeah. So we didn't pay attention. Myself and Beth were there as well, but we were really literally just watching since we had just came from the mayor's house because we didn't know. We just wanted to kind of keep an eye out, so we didn't watch. I thought you actually went in there. I didn't know that they actually closed the place down.
yeah.
Was the
No.
Dollar General closed down?
Yep. It's closed as well. And Family Dollar.
So I don't even know. I think we need to watch this. And Ryan or whoever, I think we need to, if this hasn't been covered on the news, I think that we need to watch or send this as a news alert. I'm sure that they're going to be out there, but there's no way that the city of Harvey can even legally afford this fight. So, and I don't believe that Dollar Tree and Family Dollar are the same company, just so you guys know. So I don't
They are.
think,
Oh, are they? Oh, I didn't even know
Yes,
that.
they are.
yeah, it's the same company. So legally, they're well heeled. They have attorneys. So I can't see them not paying taxes. So I think that whoever decided to do this was in error, and I think it's an ethical violation. And maybe what's happening here is the city's trying to gain, maneuver, and grift more tax money than what they should be paying. So I think that might be the legal wrangling, but I can guarantee you that we'll see. This hasn't been the end of this, and we'll see more about it. These companies got attorneys, and I don't think they're going to stand for this.
Mm.
And for a cease and desist, to me, is really like the wrong way to go to begin with. So it's weird that they would go that route. That's not what a cease and desist should be used for. A cease and desist really means that you should be stopping said activity after a certain amount of time, or else you'll be penalized legally or whatever. So that's more of a warning type thing. That's why it says cease and desist. You should stop whatever actions. So if they're using this in this manner, it's weird because even that to me is questionable.
Yeah, like that's why I said it's so vague. Like I want to know why cease and desist. Why? What did they do? What did they do that was so serious? What could be so serious?
Normally it would be the building inspector would put a stop. Maybe some kind of business temporarily closed, stop business or something like that. But cease and desist. I mean, it's weird. And I'm sorry, what does that say again, Ryan? I'm sorry. Can you repeat that for me?
So it says this business is in violation of the City of Harvey's municipal code and has been closed by the planning department. And really, that's it. It just says, basically you can't remove it or they could fine you. And then it's signed Sheridan Planning Department with today's date. But again, yeah, it's like, and then get this. So they do all of this, right? This has been going on for what, at least a year, 2 years now, this intense harassment and extortion of businesses. Then Clark has the nerve to, lay off almost half the city workers, shut down the city, disappear, but we've had no public meetings at all since October 27th, and then blame Kellogg and be like, oh, well, it's because people don't pay property taxes. Like, who would want to even come to our community to operate a business, let alone pay any sort of taxes or fees when they get treated like this? I mean, this is not good. This is why he has to go, you guys. Please, please, please sign the petition, and I'll bring that up again to share. We've had so many of you sign, and I'm so grateful. But yeah, please keep signing that petition. Hold on.
It's not real hard to sign either. It's easy.
Thank you, Beth. Yeah, and I wanted to go over some comments because we're behind. I was tagged with this at 10:45 a.m. Picture was taken at 9 by Fred. Okay, I don't know who Fred is, Crook, but yes. And I went to take one at this store. Well, that was a little after what was the time? Was that 1:30 maybe? 2 or something. Maybe the cease and desist is to help Alex's butcher shop gain more business, Renee. Good point, because that business right across the street is operated by that Ted, and I'm blanking on his last name, but he's the same owner as that store and TK Construction, which does a lot of work for the city and for the mayor personally. And that is his campaign donor. So that's a good point.
Well, what I think is going to end up happening, and you guys can watch it, and if I'm right, just, but I think that, they're going to end up, this thing is going to end up in court, and they're going to get a TRO against Harvey saying that this is a temporary restraining order to stop, whatever you guys are doing illegally. And they can do that as early as, if they didn't do it today, I can guarantee you before the week is up, they will have a TRO, a preliminary injunction.
Yeah, it didn't last long last year. I remember, watching, like, the sign wasn't up that long.
Yeah, so
it just seems like they're squeezing them for money. Now, Crook says that people need to collaborate with business owners, especially franchise owners, to help with the legal elements of getting Clark out of office. I agree. I'm for that. That's why this happens, Crook. If it was a code violation, it was state violation. Excuse me, of code. Yeah, it's unclear. Hi, Diana. No apologies. Hello to everyone. Dollar Tree property taxes are paid. Thank you. And I'm going to bring that up, and I'll show you guys where to look that up, and I'm going to show you so that we can.
Is that the only Dollar Tree in Harvey, or is there another one?
I think it's the only Dollar Tree. I think we have like one of each of the dollar ones. Has anyone reached out to the commissioner? Which commissioner, Renee? Now, for that Dollar Tree, the alderwoman would be Colby Chapman. I haven't, but I'm pretty sure she's aware of that. Amir says business injunction against the city stops the city from enforcing a law, ordinance, or action like exactly. Yes. Thank you. Yep. Absolutely. So that probably will happen because that, like I said, it wasn't down last, right? Just like Hassan, Crook says. Okay. But I also wanted to show you guys so you can see for yourself where to look this up. So let me just swap this. Hold on. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Oh, Beth keeps coming on and off. Beth, which one are you? You're logged in on 2 accounts, Beth. Hold on. Let me remove this one. I think this is where Beth. Hi, Beth. Are you? Is this you? You keep coming up with 2 accounts. Beth, which one is you? Which one is the real Beth? Please stand up.
Beth, stand up.
Oh, okay.
Beth is here.
Will the real Beth McBride please?
Please stand up.
Okay, here we go. Let me share this. Give me one
Hey, I did take a stand really good today. I've been in support of
You
advocacy and community awareness and community improvement.
Mm-hmm. No, hallelujah. I mean, and bravo. Oh, I'm sorry, Renee. You said it's in Smith's Ward. You know what? That might be in Smith's Ward. I apologize because I don't. I got to figure out, is Ashland the border there? Yeah, that might be Delaney Smith's Ward. There are 10 pin numbers. Exactly. So we're going to, as you can see that right now. And then Tiki Child says, please keep an eye on land grabs. Totally. So if you go to this website here, if you could just Google Cook County property tax or property tax portal or property tax lookup or whatever. So this is one of the sites that'll come up and you can put in any address. And as you can see with this property, it has several pins, property identification number. So if you click on it, okay, you can see the little photo of the Dollar Tree there, the mailing address, national shopping plazas. And then if you keep scrolling down, you see right here, it says tax billed amounts and tax history. So you can see from 2019 what they paid, 2020. Now the last 2 payments listed here, it says paid in full. So they are not behind. Okay. Now, if we go and you take a look at the other ones, so there's just a whole bunch of little pins, okay, but they're all paid in full. All right. So go to another one here. Paid in full. Paid in full. See? So I'm just wondering, what is Clark's excuse now?
And
you can't say it's because they didn't pay their taxes.
no, but they're reaching for straws. And because they're reaching for straws, see, I would be more inclined, guys, that if he was going after some of the little folks, the smaller business owners who can't really defend themselves, but when you're going after a mega almost billion-dollar corporation, I don't know how much Dollar Tree is worth, but I mean, I know that Harvey won't be able to withstand a legal battle with that corporation. So to me, it doesn't even make ethical or business sense. You feel me?
They're good. They're being good citizens. Look, they pay their taxes, 20,000, 21,000. So I didn't add them up, but if we just kind of estimated, there's probably at least about maybe 40 to 60,000 or so, something like that, yearly in property taxes that they pay. So why is Clark, what is his excuse this time? Why is he picking on them? It's just not right.
Well, I did share real quick. I just shared it. The last theatrics, Ryan and Ramona. Ramona had mentioned it earlier, but I was, I've been aware of it. You guys have been aware of it. You remember when Clark put the concrete blocks obstructing the businesses, and then he received an injunction to stop that because the businesses got together and sued him. And, that was stopped. But those blocks are still there, but they were moved to the side because no one could even get into the stores and everything. And that was like 2 years ago, Ryan?
Probably about that.
It was like November of 2024.
Although I feel bad because who was featured was Michael Motors. Michael Motors on Sibley has still been closed. Tiki Child says, beware Lento Law Group / Burlington, lots of shady history. Is that the group that is close to Jed?
Yes.
Lento. Okay.
Lento Law Group.
Okay. And Crook says, no apologies, Happy New Year. Oh, that's nice. Happy New Year. No apologies says they want that land, maybe? Or I'm just thinking, even if they don't want the land, maybe they're just trying to squeeze him for money, I'm assuming whoever he's targeting is due to him acquiring the properties surrounding neighborhoods that these corporations are investing into. Could be. Oh, there's the link that you shared, Amir. Down the street, Oak Street Health is not open. Right. Yeah. But yeah, I could, let me highlight that. No, it won't. Oh, well. But yeah, I do remember that story with the big old blocks in there.
And a lot of those blocks you can see are still in front of the businesses. They're just not blocking the businesses. So they never really completely removed them. But I mean, for me, that's even tacky as all get up. You feel me? It's
right. That's tacky.
Absolutely. And let me bring up again because there's just so I wish I didn't have so much great material, but it's like Clark is doing such a horrible job that he gives us so much great material to share to show what a horrible leader he is and how badly he needs to step down. So I just wanted to pull this up again. Again, this was taken today in front of
Yes.
one of
Right.
the houses that the mayor owns. So this is the one right here is one, and then right here. So behind these gates, but there was someone in this vehicle. This is the one with the municipal plate. So there was someone sitting in the vehicle, and the vehicle was running when we were there. We just randomly pulled up. Like we didn't. It's not like we weren't there for like an hour. You know what I mean? So why? Like this stuff, there's just no good reason for it. There's absolutely no good reason for it. But I just had to pull that. Oh, and then in front of the reserved parking sign, not handicap, not reserved for residents, And it's funny too, because like on that block, I drive by that block like all the time. I never see it filled up. Like there's really not a reason to have a spot there, Because I guess I could maybe give it to him, like, all right, if he's the mayor and if it's a block where maybe he could never find parking, but that's not even the case. Plus, like I said, the guy has garages off his alley. Anyway, it's just
Well, and the thing is that I mean, if you've got a reserved parking sign, and you also have, half of this block taken up, then why have the police park there? Why don't you, use those squads somewhere else and just put the camera there and call it a day? Why even use the personnel if nobody can park there, right?
Right. Or it's like I don't get the point where it's almost like, okay, it's not hot parking real estate. It's almost like, to me, it's more of sending that message where it's like, this is I'm the mayor, and even though this is public property, right? The sidewalk in front of your house and the public street, that is not your property. No one owns that. And I know a lot of us get into the habit, especially if you're from an urban area, we get into the habit of saying, well, that's my spot in front of my house. But technically, no, that doesn't belong to anybody. Anybody could park there at any time. But
Yeah.
isn't this the sense you get from this mayor and his associates, where it's like they really how do they act in the city meetings, right? They act like public things also belong to them, and they want to control everything. Like he literally doesn't even want anybody in the public way, like near properties that he owns. It's like, dude, you don't own that.
Yeah. Yeah.
A quick Google search reveals a lot of them. What is that? A lot of what, Tiki? And then can you FOIA the plate? I don't know. What would we FOIA about?
Well, we wouldn't have to really FOIA the plate, Diana. I mean, if I could interrupt right there, I'm sorry, because I mean,
go ahead.
it already is it's a police, definitely a police vehicle. So I mean, there's no question about who the vehicle belongs to.
Because it had MP on the plate, which I think is municipal plate.
Municipal police. So I mean, it is a Harvey police vehicle.
Right. And then scare, harass, and extort, right? Kirk says he's visiting his tenant, Jedediah. Maybe that's why we haven't been able to get an address to serve Jedediah. Oh, maybe this is one of the places where he bounces around to. Hey, you never know.
That would be funny. Would that be funny?
You never know. It's very difficult. Very difficult to find him. Maybe he's stuck with Jedi. He's squatting at Clark's.
Well, here's the question. The ethical question here that we've got to ask everyone is that if this mayor is using taxpayer dollars to cover his personal expenses, and is it the city's responsibility to keep a 24/7 squad contingency in front of his public home, even when he's not there? So that is the question of the hour, and that's why we believe there's a problem. I mean, this is a small town. It's not, I mean, I could see if it were even the mayor of Chicago, to a greater or lesser degree. But what is the per capita of Harvey? Does it really warrant this level of security? And what other ways could those taxpayer dollars be used? I mean, again, even if you would lose the squads, lose the human component, and keep the camera system there, at least that doesn't require man dollars to as far as payroll, but I mean it is an expense nonetheless, if that
Yeah,
makes sense.
absolutely. And it's I think if you're if you're at least trying to do right by the people, I think people are reasonable in Harvey. I think that you know, if he wanted to have one, even let's be generous. Let's say even with the crisis, the financial crisis he says we're in, even if he wanted to have like one part-time or one full-time officer, that helps him with security or whatever, I think if he were in other areas doing, right by the people and he were transparent with the finances, I don't think people would have a problem with it. But it's when you're covering up where all the money's going, you're arresting and harassing people and bringing in provocateurs and other people to cause trouble, to go after your critics. That's when people get angry. And I mean, can you blame them? It's like, we don't have any patience. It's like at this point, all right, yeah, we're okay with the mayor having a little security, but man, like, how do you get all of that and we get nothing? Idro says Clark lives in one house, who lives in the other house? I don't know. That is a good question. Oh, his mother. Oh, could be. Can we find pictures of the interior visual of the home that's owned by Clark or homes that are owned by Clark? Good question. I am not sure. That you could look on Zillow. Go ahead. If you find it, please let us know. I just wanted to show, changing gears a little bit, and then we can answer questions or whatever you guys want to talk about. But I just had a few things written down. So the other day on the 3rd, 2 days ago, we had a fire. You all remember, hopefully you might remember this house. So there on July 14th, when we were covering the illegal evictions on Myrtle, this is one of the homes that when Jedediah and his gang started the fight and went after Amir and his daughter and Beth and me and everything. So this is right in that area. This house, I think it's 15323 Myrtle. So we had another mysterious fire. How many years have we just had? We keep having fire after fire. No, in my mind, no adequate explanation is ever given. So this one just happened 2 days ago, and I am not happy about it. So it looks like they did partially board it up.
Yeah, you could see that.
But yeah, before the fire. But even here, it's like the city did a half-assed job. They pushed the residents out, and it's like they couldn't even board up these side windows. So whenever I ask the city or the fire department or anybody about these fires, they almost always will just say, oh, that's just Harvey. It happens all the time. This building right here, the tall apartment building, that one had a huge fire in December.
And that was the building that, remember that night of the 14th, that the mayor, Clark and the police were going in and out of, trying to find squatters. That was that tall building.
So it's just, they'll always say, oh, squatters did it. Squatters did it. Oh, that's just how Harvey is. We have these fires. I'm sorry, but I don't accept that as a Harvey resident. And just as a person who has half of a brain, I want answers, because again, I know we have PTSD a lot of times as Harvey residents, but this is not normal. And I don't think that we should just sit by and treat this stuff as normal,
Normal. This is not normal, Ryan.
No, normal communities don't have fires. Like, oh, oops, there's another fire. Oh, oops, there's another fire. What's causing the fires, Mr. Fireman? What's causing the fires, Mr. Mayor? Oh, it's the squatters. Like, really? Like for years? Even when it's 95 degrees in July, squatters still started a fire? Like, it just doesn't make sense, you guys. It doesn't make sense. So yeah, here's that building that caught fire in December. And then Carlita and her family, these were their houses that they were the last to leave, which was, heartbreaking. Oh, and I had to take at least one picture showing my family's old church here. Here's Ascension. Not burned down as of yet, but I'm sure Clark would be happy.
Can you scroll over before you put that picture? Can you go back to that picture? Is that okay? So you can't get any further over, because right across the street from there, we remember what happened. That was the house that Jedediah and Raheem were kicking the door in, which
Oh,
is
yes.
right across the street from there.
Yep, exactly. And this is where, so when they were beating on you, Amir, this is where, which we all witnessed, and they were pushing you and or your daughter. I forget if it was both of you, but against like the fence. These were the fences.
Well, I dragged him because he was trying to hit her and just another. But yeah, that was that fence right there.
Yeah. So, oops, I think that was about it for the photos. But yeah, you know, it's just such a shame. And oops. What is slowing it down? Okay, there we go. So yeah, that was it. I think. Oh wait, let me catch up in the comments here. Let's see here. Can you check if Clark's house taxes are paid? I've checked before and they were. I mean, we could look again, but yeah, they were. Nice brick house. I mean, without a fire. Yeah, exactly. There were people living there just a short time ago. So I don't know if I don't know if people are burning these for insurance. I don't know. Like I'm just not sure what's going on exactly. So, oh, hey, Ramona, you're back. She's back. It's pretty crazy. Let me see. I think those are all like the burning things that I wanted to go over. Let's see. We went over the police there, the cease and desist, the court stuff, and the fire on Myrtle. Okay, good. I know, Amir, you wanted to mention the, I mean, we have a lot of stuff going on, but eventually we wanted to be able to help people that are going through the court system like us. And with certain cases, they may not have lawyers.
Ramona, you want to just give a brief, because we're going to have detail level information about it via social media and online, but you want to talk a little bit about the Court Watchers program and just the basic gist of it.
Well, the Court Watchers program is it's, I'm not sure when it's supposed to start, but it is something that's important. It gives residents a chance to go into the courtroom just to be a court watcher, so you can see how litigations are done and how the judge responds and talks to the respondent and the petitioner. So I think it's something that is important, and that way we get to learn about how the legal system really works.
Absolutely.
It sounds good, Ramona.
What do you have to say, Beth? Is there any feelings about, you know, our struggle and how, you know, this could be beneficial?
Well,
one way this could be beneficial is that you will understand exactly, not maybe all of it, but you will understand how, even if you get into a situation, you will be able to understand how to recognize court documents and those kinds of things, and you will understand some of the court language because it's quite different. And you will learn the docket numbers, some of the docket numbers when you see them. You may not know what they all represent, but you will learn how those documents look. And you can just learn court behavior, how people behave in court, and how you should act when you go in court. So some people, they go to court and they don't realize that this is a place where there's respect.
Right.
So
right.
some people are disrespectful in
Oh,
court.
that is so true. You know, I was going to say, if nothing else, you know, it would be a good free tip, I think, for everybody is, you know, try to wear dressier clothes if you have them. And I'm not trying to condemn anybody. Like, I get it. Sometimes, you know, you don't.
Presentation, it's everything.
No, but I mean, I'm not going to shame anyone. Like, if someone's like, hey,
yeah, if you can't afford it.
But just take whatever your best is. because a lot of times we go to court and you're like, are house slippers, is that really the best that person had? You know what I mean? Because that says,
Person,
that
yeah.
speaks
Even if
about
you just have a
you to
navy
the
blue
judge.
polo shirt, right? That would
Well,
be nice.
but that speaks to the judge and to the bailiffs and everyone what you think about the system and how much
Right.
you think they're worth. So the judge comes up, and then if if you're wearing house slippers or what have, or like sweats, or like a jogging suit or whatever, it just it sends the message. You might not realize it, but it sends a message like, oh, okay, well they think this is very casual, and that might not get you the best result that you want.
In the Court Watchers program, just the last thing I want to say, because I know I know the comments are going crazy, Ryan and Ramon and Beth. But the last thing I want to say is just think about it from the point of, we have judges who we blank slate them because they're Democrat or they're Republican, and they really judge based upon their own personal opinions. And Ryan can tell you, we've seen it firsthand. Beth can tell you, Ramona can
Yes.
tell you. But
Yes.
if these folks know, these prosecutors and these judges who sit on these benches year after year after year, if they know that the eyes of the world are watching, then it makes them more inclined to do the right thing. So that's the other side of having a court watchers program. You don't have to be local. You can go on Zoom. You could be anywhere. So this is something that can be rolled out, via social media, and it definitely would help for those reasons alone. But we will get more into it, within the next week.
Because so much has been learned since July, with July 14th, and then going to the courthouse and then figuring out which rooms to go to and which forms to fill out. And then the whole process of going into court has been very, it's, a lot of, learning process of going in the courts and
Right.
how to handle things. And a lot of people aren't aware how to handle things. And so if people could be helped with that, it would be great, because their cases would go better. And even like what you're saying, Ryan, even just if you come with clean clothes, I've seen so many people, as the many times that we've been at the courthouse, who have, sloppy clothes on or inappropriate things to wear in a courtroom. And I'm not saying that that makes your case go better or worse, but it surely doesn't hurt when you stand before a judge and you speak at the podium and you're requesting something, that you look better. It
I,
just
Right.
helps
hydrochlorid said
your case.
decorum. Yeah, it helps. It
Yeah.
helps your case.
Right.
And this is a good thing to think about, because some people are in a situation where they can't afford an attorney, but they need to, present something to the courts. They have a case. There's a real need for something to be dealt with by the courts. But if you can be more prepared, it's good. But then the issue here is, are people being treated fairly? And one thing that needs to be said right now, that I will say, is I have seen judges be more fair, and I've seen judges be more difficult. And if a judge becomes very difficult and they're an elected judge, that needs to be known, because if they're totally not taking care of the people, they should have that known publicly, so that people don't reelect them.
Absolutely.
Right, Amir?
I mean, all of that is great and definitely warranted. And definitely, I think it'd be a great conversation for the next week to really, because it's definitely, we all agree it's needed. So we're going to roll it out. We're going to roll it out.
It's a good idea, Amir.
Yes.
So court watching, it definitely is important, and your appearance has a lot to plays a part of you, even as you are, if you are responding or the petition, it does help that you dress appropriately. So, and we know, we just don't know people's situations sometimes. Maybe that they wore their best, So you know,
Right.
some people need to be educated on how they should look when they appear in court.
And we're
Right.
not going to spend a lot of time on it just tonight because it's just a basic announcement. But not to, but I think that Ramona is going to be coordinating this. Beth's going to help out, and other folks are going to be involved. So we just wanted to just make a preliminary announcement, but there will be more details within the next week about it. So we're definitely looking for global participation.
Yeah. So if you're interested, if you need help, or if you're interested in joining us, coming along the journey, attending some of these cases, please,
You
anybody
see
can
what
jump.
Crook County just said? Look, come on now.
What did
Oh,
they
wait,
say?
wait. I'm sorry that I missed something. What, the Jedediah come to court in a thong? No, but Jed has come in some outfits that I would say have not been the best choices.
No, he did have some dirty slides on December 19th, but I mean he was like, he's doing his best Johnny Cochran, but I couldn't get past those dirty dilapidated slides that looked like he was standing at the bus stop for like 50 years and whatnot. And yeah, that was pretty bad,
They
y'all.
were dirty. They were dirty
Right.
sluts.
So when it comes to decorum, it's definitely warranted, okay?
Right. Yeah. It's like, and we're not judging anybody, but it's like, definitely bring your best. But yeah, if anybody wants to come along with us, please feel free, You should. That's the whole point for me of this process is, I want to see people participate. This is your government, your society, your libraries, your courts, your schools, your town councils. We can't just sit back and complain to family and friends, right? But not do anything. Because then if we do, it's just like, well, nothing's ever going to change. Speaking of that, is anybody here that is considering running for 2027? I haven't started yet, but I'm gonna be doing some videos, reminding people what to do as far as how to get the paperwork, how to, start getting your signatures, things like that. If we want to see better people on these public boards, we need a lot of people to get involved and to run. In my view, the more the merrier. We want people to participate. So do keep that in mind. Last court date I seen him, he was up there looking like Cisco. Cisco who? Who is Cisco?
It's like a band. Like the the band.
No, not the band. Cisco is
Sorry.
Cisco is a character that was with the Lone Ranger.
With the
Remember
Lone
the Lone
Oh,
Ranger? And Cisco was his sidekick.
oh really?
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Oh my goodness, my goodness. We've also, oh Lord, but well, yeah. Anybody else? Anybody else have anything else you want to share? Oops. Cisco is the guy who had that song, thong, 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 thong. Oh,
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't remember, but there was some thong song. It could be. Maybe I'm not remembering, but I believe you, Crook.
Yeah.
You're pretty good on your music, Crook. But yeah,
Well, I felt that it went well today, and you, Ryan, and Ramona, we're standing, in support of Amir as he goes into court.
Right, absolutely. I want to pull up I'm going to pull up the petition as well. Let's see how we're doing. Oops. Last I checked, we had, okay. Oh, good. We're getting closer to 100. That's our 100 is our next goal. Thank you so much, everybody. You guys have done amazing. We're up to 89 signers.
Right.
Thank you.
So that is awesome. You guys are all amazing. And then Saint Sinner says Cisco from AD, from Ad.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what that is though.
Hi, Saint Center.
Hi, Saint Center.
Yeah, Saint Center, you know what? I do have to compliment you. You have a very pleasant and easy to see profile picture. It's
Yep.
Cisco from Drew Hill. Okay, now what is that? You guys have to tell me. What is that?
That's a group. Drew Hill is a group.
A music group? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, and Idol Quebec says, you know, Ryan, if you go door to door in the street, you're gonna get more signatures. Yes, I mean we're not opposed to that for sure, for sure. I mean, for one though, it's been winter. It's been like super cold. But the other what I like about the online version is that it gives people the opportunity to be anonymous if they want to stay anonymous, and then they can also leave comments if they want. Like it's just it's easier. It's kind of like it's a little more flexible. But what we could do is we could do like a QR code, you know, and make it more available that way. Maybe I don't know. So. Oh, negative 22 Celsius.
Okay, Mira's back. Okay.
Oh my gosh, Idro, you better stay warm. Yeah, that's cold. And then no apologies says, hey, Saint Center. That's probably the YouTube, you know, I can't, it won't let me open the link, Kirk, but
What happened?
it's probably
I'm sorry, guys.
No, Idro Quebec just said it's negative 22 Celsius today here. So well, I'll let you guys have that cold weather in Quebec there. Idlo, you stay warm. We had it warmer today, and I'm happy, okay, because I need that. Because winter, it gets depressing sometimes for me with the cold and the lack of sunlight. But we were just going over the petition, Amir, and
okay,
I'm so thrilled because we're up to 89 signers. So get us to 100, you guys, and let me pull up.
And guys, while Ryan's pulling that petition, please share it. You know, as you guys can see, the antics from the city of Harvey don't seem to be slowing down at all. So we definitely need to make sure that we keep that narrative out there and explain to people exactly what it is and why we feel the way that we feel. Sometimes it's hard for people to understand who don't really pay attention to government, but we got to be able to help them get through this, verbalize it, and really put a what's the right word for it? Help me, Ryan. Really put a caption on it, because I mean, people tend to be forgetful. They have a short-mindedness about things, especially if it's something that they don't have to deal with every day. But unless we change this failed leadership, especially in Harvey, it's indicative of, you know, the problem's not going to go away if we ignore it. I think myself and Beth have had that conversation, myself and Ryan and Beth. You just can't ignore a problem and think it's going to go away. It's going to continue being a problem until we make it go away.
And even though I want people to participate and run for the 2027 elections, I am not, and I don't want us to sit around waiting for that. You know, Clark, there's no reason for Clark to stay in office. He should step aside now and do the right thing. I mean, why should we have to wait? He's literally MIA, you know, as he has been. It's like we need more wellness checks for Clark. You know, where is he? What's he doing? I don't know.
And what is he messing up now? You know, what business is he running in the ground now? Who is he? You know, I mean, really.
I know, yes. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy, you guys. So yeah, I shared it, and then let me just show you what it looks like. It's super short and easy to do. It's very easy to complete. And then if you do, one of the nice things about the online one is that, again, you can mark if you want, if you are afraid of, you know, retaliation or for whatever reason you want to be anonymous, you can.
Right, you can sign it anonymous. You don't have to sign your name.
Right. Okay, here we go. Yeah. So here, look at, we have a lovely graphic here where you can see, look at the fires and the dilapidated, everything looks so horrible, right? And here's Mr. Clark. It says you have failed the city. So we put a lovely decoration on top of it for you to set the theme. Petition for the immediate resignation of Mayor Christopher J. Clark and a forensic audit of Harvey City finances. So it just has some basic demands, right? Fiscal mismanage, or sorry, this is our concern. Fiscal mismanagement and audit delinquency. If you want more information, the links are in there. I put the links to some of these newspaper articles in there for you. It'll give you all the background. Opaque governance and abuse of power. Labor and contract issues. Fiscal distress and service cuts. Leadership credibility and accountability, and then call for a forensic audit. So yeah, it's a good petition, and I just wanted to, and we want to give the public concrete things to do again. So you're not just staying home and complaining to your mom or your spouse or whatever. Because if we want change, we have to do something. So, you know, you might say, well, it's just a stupid petition. What difference is that going to make? Well, you know, the more signatures we get, we're going to be presenting that. We're going to be using that in our public arguments, not only to the media, but to authorities to say, look, people care about this. So, you know, don't, we've talked about this many times. Don't sell out your voice. Your voice is unique. If everybody thinks that I'm not going to sign this petition, I'm not going to go to court, I'm not going to go to a protest, I'm not going to vote because my voice doesn't matter because you're being defeatist, then it's a self-fulfilling prophecy, right? So then you're already defeating yourself and any hope of change, you know? A movement is made up of individual voices that come together. So your voice is powerful, and don't let anyone take that away from you, please.
No, Ryan. And how many firefighters are there at this time that are still, you know, paid by Harvey that aren't furloughed or laid off? How many firefighters are there currently?
Not that many. I know we only have 4 per shift working, and in the last few fires that I'd covered, there are only 3 on the scene. I mean, that's horrible. So not only should you be signing this petition because there's the optional public comment for you too, because it's the right thing to do, you know, to get for Clark to step aside, but especially if you live in the surrounding area, you are paying to fight our fires, and Chris Clark is laughing. Right. So if you live in South Holland, Tinley Park, Oak Forest, Markham, Dalton, Riverdale, even Berlin, sometimes Cal City, Lansing, any of these surrounding suburbs, Homewood, Chris Clark's laughing at you, and he's like, ha, look, I laid off all these firefighters, and I don't even have to hire him back because all these other towns, when we have fires, they'll just come and do it for us. Like, that's not okay. That's horrible.
Right. And if you're from the region, you know it's MABUS, but if you're not from the region, then, and it's called MABAS, it's MABUS, mutual aid, and then the rest, I'm not sure what it means, but it's called MABUS. And what they do is when there's a fire, they come in and aid other communities. But this is more stress on Dalton and Markham and Tinley Park and Lansing and Cayman City, because instead of like helping some, they're helping a lot with these fires. And how many fires has there been in the last 3 months, Ryan? How many?
You know what? I don't have the exact number.
You don't have a count. Okay.
It's been it's been at least several. That's the other problem too, is that the city does not make that information readily available. So, you know, we have to look on Facebook and try to, you know, catch things as they happen or get alerts from people. It's bad. But yeah, I mean that's really it's a horrible thing to do, to not pay your workers, take the money for yourself, and then say, oh, that's okay because the other towns will pay to fight our fires. That's aid and assist, right, Crook? Exactly.
What you guys can also do media. We need as much media and eyes of the world on Harvey as possible. But even with the recent developments with the Dollar Generals and Dollar Tree, let's, you know, I mean, I'm sure that the media will be coming, but let's call them and remind them, hey, you know, do you guys know what's going on in Harvey now? You know, the more media attention we get, the more that it would help our global cause in getting rid of these ops, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because they are ops, Amir. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they're more than that, but we'll, for
No,
lack of better
okay.
use,
I'm sure you could define that well, Amir.
we can find some more words. I'm sure I can find some more
I'm
choice
sure
words, right?
you have many words that you could apply to who they
Oh,
are.
there you go. And Kirk, I totally agree. Yes, he's more than likely, we don't know, but he could be taking the money to get pedicures and manicures for him and his boyfriend. I would make that plural boyfriend.
Crook County's got jokes, man. He's got jokes.
But right, Kirk, and the thing is like, we can only speculate because he hasn't shown us where the money is. So, and they're like, oh, these guys are saying this stuff and it's not true. It's not true. Okay, but we don't know it's true. What are we supposed to do? We can only speculate because you have hidden the city finances for 6 years, and that's not right.
Yeah.
He needs to step aside and take his entourage of Jedediah and whoever else with him.
Jedediah, Tyrone Rogers. I mean, there's a list of sort of characters. There's enough to go around for a lifetime.
Exactly. Yeah, absolutely. I know that we've gotten reports from within the Harvey Police Department. I don't know what's going on, but exactly. But it does sound like morale is not very good, as you could imagine. Many people have been fired, and from what I've been told from a few inside sources, is that some of the employees that are left, the lower ranking employees, are ones that have done compromising things to basically keep their job, having inappropriate relationships and just doing all sorts of things that should not be done in a police department. And I mean, we cannot have the city run this way. It's not right. It's not safe. And then imagine the officers that are actually trying to do their job, a decent job. They are in so much danger now because they don't have the support.
Because their associates are not. Their associates are not, stable.
Well,
and that's not
exactly. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, the thing is that the danger is when you have a lawless community or potentially high crime area, and you need decent law enforcement. But now it's almost 40%, I believe, is the report. We don't have the actual numbers, but when you have 40% of a law enforcement police department laid off on unpaid leave, it gets pretty dangerous. Even though the sheriff's department are supposed to be filling in. And I mean, I definitely would like a report on that, Ryan, to see how well that program is working and how they're being received and what's going on with that. I mean, if anybody's heard anything.
Right. Yeah, they say that they help out. I don't know quite how much, but Crook County, yes, you're killing it tonight with the jokes. He says Crest 3D strips are not cheap.
So he's saying, henceforth, we need the dollar store open up again, right?
Well, no, it sounds like Mayor Clark uses the nicer, I guess, expensive ones on those teeth. I know other people have said, yeah, they speculate that we, the taxpayers, may have even paid for his teeth, but again, we don't know. We would not have to speculate or ask these questions or guess if they just put it out there like it's supposed to be. Just show us where the money's gone. It's not hard. So anyway, it's crazy, you guys. These people are crazy.
You've done well, Ryan. So how as this goes on, you've touched on important points tonight. So you've done well.
Oh, thank you. No, I think we've covered a lot of good stuff. Oh, let's cover what's happening this week too. Let me see here.
Is there a court case is there a court case soon?
Let's see. Tomorrow, it says Epiphany. I guess that is the holiday, the January 6th. So on Wednesday night, if you're a Harvey resident at 6 p.m. at Restoration Ministries at 253 East 159th Street, you are welcome, more than welcome, to come to the Resident Advisory Board meeting for the Harvey Neighborhood Network. The big project that the group is working on this spring is going into the summer is going to be beautification, because that seemed to be what people wanted to do. So I'm excited about that. That's this Wednesday at 6 o'clock. It looks like Vivian is going to have a hearing Thursday morning at 9:30. So I'm sure she probably will have more information on her page. Oh, I just heard back from Monet Wilson in Calumet City, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it. I really do want to, but she said they're having their next meeting Thursday at 6 p.m. They have been gangbusters. They're killing it in Calumet City. They hired corporate counsel, even though I don't trust Bert Olson, but whatever, they at least they have corporate counsel. They're pushing to get information on where their tax money has been going and all the abuses that their mayor Thaddeus Jones has been doing. But they're really making like serious headway. I'm like, yes. So I want to channel that, get that energy into Harvey, because they had the aldermen, including aldermen that supported and voted with all Mayor Jones in Calumet City. They have turned. Okay, they have turned. If they can do it, we can get some of these aldermen Harvey to turn too. And they are now pushing to get answers in Calumet City. So I want to bring some of that energy into Harvey.
Yeah, and that's speculative. I don't think Tyrone Rogers will turn, but there's 3 others that maybe 2 of those will.
Right. We only need 2 to start having meetings and to get to vote, to get the city going again. Yeah, we just need. So we got Tyrone Rogers, we have Shirley Durinsky, Dominique Randall L, and Delaney Smith. Yeah, we just need 2. We just need 2 out of the 4, and we don't care. Somebody do the right thing.
I don't know if 2 of those are going to.
Crook are you running for like the comedian of the year award?
Oh yeah.
Did you see last time?
We're in the streets.
Amir, I don't think 2 of those will turn.
Yay! I would love to have a gay bar. Yeah. Hey, that's
very speculative.
Unfortunately, Crook, that Mr. Clark is not allowing any bars to be opened up in Harvey. As a matter of fact, the last 3 he shut them down. So,
Oh, right. Watch how quick Tyrone Rogers will flip when MIB comes Men in Black comes knocking on his door.
Yeah, when those federal authorities come, a lot of people. When those suits come, people change. I'll tell you, it's definitely a statement that is correct.
Well, and if you forgot, in case people forgot, remember Tyrone, in addition to having several very serious allegations and cases of women, accusing him of various sexual and violent crimes against them, we the taxpayers had to pay $400,000 of a settlement out a few years ago because he allegedly threatened the superintendent when he was on the District 152 school board, which his wife is still president of that board. That's the chicken wing scandal board, that we never solved, that I ran for that board. So when this woman was superintendent and Tyrone was on the board, she asked for an audit of the finances, a forensic audit. Well, where have we heard that before, right? That's what we want, because she said she saw some things that looked wrong. It didn't look right. It looked irregular. So apparently Tyrone felt threatened and basically told her that he was going to whoop her ass in a public meeting. And she sued, and we had to pay out $400,000. So that's horrible. That is your 6th Ward alderman, ladies and gentlemen, Tyrone Rogers. So, I mean, but that has happened. That's done. That's like over. It is not speculation. It's not rumor. It's not innuendo. Like, we could Google it and, So now to serve Jedi if there's a Jeffrey. Hey, if it will make Jed happy, remember, happy wife, happy life. Oh my goodness, my goodness. Well,
Wow.
I'm telling you, Tyrone, like they'd all be good company for each other, but yeah, Tyrone is like he really has a bad track record. It's you know.
He's
Anyways,
not a good dude at all. He's not a
mm,
good dude at all.
no,
No, I don't think it's anything redeemable, but I guess there's always hope.
right. And we're supposed to have a Harvey City Council meeting a week from today. I don't know. We'll see. The mayor's been canceled. Last one we had was October 27th. Also that night we'll be at 152 board meeting. Next Tuesday at 5:30 is a Harvey Park District board meeting. Now, those are very rare. They only have them once a quarter. Very irregular. Okay, cool. Yes, you guys can, if you want to announce anything else about coming up this week or whatever, let me just let the dog out. I'll be right back.
All right. So I want everyone, or we want everyone, I should say, to keep an eye on the Kamal Thorn Township brawl court battle that's still going on, and that was filed federally. But on January 20th, that battle will be going on at the Dirksen Federal Center downtown with Lavelle and Jedediah versus Kamal and his people. So keep an eye out on that. I think Vivian's is on, like Ryan said, on Thursday. We'll put the dates through social media. We'll announce those and we'll record it. But definitely when we talk about court watching, let's keep an eye out on these court dates because it's one of the things that's changing the dynamic. So, and that Jedediah brawl with Kamal, I definitely want to see how that ends up because I think when it happened, at that point, Jedediah looked like the hero. But in retrospect, now that we look back, we can see how he was literally part of the problem in retrospect.
Right. And so then, like for this Dirksen Federal Building court case, will regular citizens be allowed to go in that courtroom, or is that not advisable?
I'm not sure if they've changed the policies, but the last time I was at the federal building, I believe it was open. Most courts are open to the public, unless it's something that, is overflow and it's closed and so on and so forth. But unless they say that, then they're going to be open, and people will be able to go. But there's always going to be I don't know if there'll be a Zoom call. I shouldn't say that. I'm not sure
I
how
don't know.
the Dirksen Federal Building works. I don't know about the federal cases. So we'll find out and we'll put that information out there, Beth. But we definitely need to watch that case. It's actually the first hearing because they've been doing preliminaries for probably the better part of like 4 or 5 months now. And I think we're actually getting to a hearing date now. So it should be quite interesting. And the last date, basically the hearing was announced and the trial was announced. So, we'll see how that goes. We definitely want people to keep paying attention.
Right. And the reason that it must be paid attention to is because Jedediah has had a lot to say on stream. He's had a lot of opinions. He's had a lot of biases. He's had a lot of way of saying things, which make it seem like everything he says is correct, and it's not. Many things that he says, he twists. And so he is now starting to become disciplined by this and that. And so this case will be part of his discipline because he's starting to be corrected. He thinks that everything he says is correct. Everything he goes on a stream is correct. But he's starting to, he's not correct on many things. He has an opinion about what happened here and there. And so I'm being very careful how I say my words so that what I'm saying is not, everything will be worked out in the courts, but I'm being careful how I say things. But he is starting to be corrected, Amir.
Well,
right?
You say discipline. Yeah, you mean accountability is kicking in.
Okay. Is that the right word? Okay.
I know what you meant.
Okay.
Can you
I should
remind
have said
people?
accountability. Okay.
Yeah. Ryan, can you remind people about the Kamal Woods Jedediah case? That I think you have that information.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's a little bit later in the month, but let me see. That is um, the 20th, January 20th at 9 a.m.
Oh, at 9 a.m. Okay, Dirksen Federal Building.
I believe. See, I know it's downtown. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah, we'll show that information again now, so everybody will have it.
Mhm. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right.
So, that's strange. 26 to 20. Okay. Yeah, I got that. But yeah, otherwise that is all I have, unless you guys have anything else.
You've done very well, Ryan and Amir.
Yeah, I'd love to
Both of
have.
you. Both
It's
of you
nice
have done
to have
well.
you guys on. Yeah, I like that. I think it's a format people enjoy too. Um, put a one in the chat. How about that? If you like, do you like the group format? Do you like when we have several people on? You guys, let us know. Let's see if people are into that. Sometimes people respond, sometimes they don't. Put a one in the chat if you like the panel perspective.
Thanks, Beth and Ramona and Ryan. You guys, again, I appreciate you guys' support and listen. We are at the turning point now, and we've done a lot of work this past several months. I'm even everyone, Saint Center, Crook, a lot of the folks here, even in the chat, who are really sharing the information. And I think that we've done we've done a lot of work to change the dynamic, especially in the Southland. So, I think we can repeat this if we really capitalize on the next few weeks and repeat it. There'll be other areas where we need to fight public oppressors, so we can use what we did here in the Southland in those areas as well. So let's just think about it.
Well, no apologies has
Absolutely.
helped, and then D Love has helped too. They really support us too. So, and
Mhm.
I applaud them. And did we say Chappelle Hooks too?
I
Mhm.
mean, there's so many different names
So
and
many
unsung
people have
heroes. Yeah.
supported us.
And thank you, Hydro Quebec, and some of the people who are just, the names are there all the time.
Yeah.
Half of the thing is just sharing the information, supporting it.
Yay. So Ito, okay, so he's a fan of the panel format. Good. I was gonna say that I love having you guys on because I think it's enjoyable for me having the exchange and all the information, and I think other people enjoy it as well.
Yeah.
Saint Sinner says yes as well, gives it a one, and Kirk gives it a one. Good. So see you guys. That means you have to come back more. Please do.
I'll come back more.
Be watching out for a major announcement within the next 24 to 48 hours from myself and Ryan and several others. It's going to be huge.
Yep. And if you have not already, I'll put the link up again. Please sign and share that Clark petition, because especially those of you that you've been so helpful and you may not even live in the area, but that's okay. You don't have to. This is an easy way that you can share it with others and you can make your voice heard, because injustice anywhere is a threat to justice, or justice everywhere, right? Or something like that. I think I got the quote basically right, but yeah, so we appreciate all of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for supporting us.
Yes. Oh, Beth, before we go, did you want to just give any comments about the Dalton meeting? Any highlights?
What I will say about the Dalton meeting is that, well, the mayor, he was in traffic because there was car accident on the expressway, so he was delayed. But then the meeting went really well, and one of the things I want to say is that when they gave the report about fire and police, one thing so awesome about Dalton right now is that in the last month, there were 2 small fires that the Dalton Fire Department did extinguish, but they said the addresses and how it all went. And then they also gave the police report of different activities that they did well. And all those things are documented. And then the budget items, they were explained. And these are the things in contrast to Harvey, who is not saying what's happening, who is not explaining about what fires were dealt with or the police activity. And in contrast, it's so positive. And then they had a really positive thing happen in the last month or so where they purchased new bulletproof vests for about 21 police officers in the village of Dalton so that they would have new bulletproof police vests. And that was a really positive thing.
Okay.
So there were many positive things about the meeting, and I'm just touching on the highlights.
Here's one question that I have for you. You don't have to answer. But I have been concerned. I've been following Allison, some of Allison's posts on Facebook, and she apparently has had problems from a neighbor that's been harassing her for a long time. And she did, congrats to her, she just got an order of protection. But
it's on Allison Key.
Wait, hold on. I'll pull up
Is
her
that
last.
Allison Key, the clerk? You're saying?
She has been she's been harassed, I guess, for a long time, and says the Dalton police are not responding and not doing anything to help. So I just wanted to share one of her posts. This is one of the recent ones. This is from today. So she said, I literally have an order of protection.
Oh, Allison Golden. Oh, okay. All right,
I literally have an order of protection against this nutcase. And around every full moon, this mental case shows out. Now let me see what's on. Go see what's on my house. So I guess this is a video. So apparently, this is just one thing, but I mean, she's posted. She's had a lot of other posts, and I guess she was saying that she's asked for help with the Dalton police, and just nothing's ever come of it. And then I guess there was an incident because I know All in the Q covered that. Where Allison was attacked by several people at one of the grocery stores in Dalton. And so, yeah, I'm kind of confused as to what's going on with that. That seems like something that, people would have complained about under Tiffany, and then this new board, was saying that they wouldn't, things like this wouldn't be happening. They would be more responsive. So it doesn't seem like in that respect, in this situation, anything's changed. I don't know if you know anything about it, Beth, but it would be nice to, to see a more support for people that are having difficulties. You just reminded me. What did we remind you of, Crook? But yeah, so anyway, that I meant to share that because that just was posted today, and I was like, what in the hell, this poor woman? Now at least she does have some sort of no contact order, but no one should have to go through that.
So did she get an order of protection in the court, Ryan?
Yes, she recently obtained
one.
She
did receive
but
that.
this was today. Yeah, but regardless, this was today. Now that's a violation of a no contact order. Okay, that should.
Right.
I've never seen that before, but that would definitely include you cannot throw random things from a frying pan onto that person's house. That would definitely.
No, you can't do that. That's the violation.
So I'm like, what the hell? Every time I see your post, I'm like, what the hell is going on with Dalton police? So anyway,
right. I don't know all the. Speaking as a Dalton resident, I don't know all the details, of the whole case.
Well,
I will try to learn more about that.
Yes, I was gonna say, as a Daltonite, can you follow up on that? Because I would.
I will. I'll do that tomorrow.
Thank you, Miss Beth. Kirk has a question for you. Hey, Beth, I wanted to ask you, considering that you were there, did that clown really walk from Dalton all the way to downtown Chicago that night?
No, okay, what we did is we did leave the village of Dalton, and then we did walk to 9 West Walton, but at all times someone had feet on the ground, and that doesn't mean that we all walked the whole way, because we did not, but we did at one point. We started out with more people when we left Dalton, but then as we progressed, it was only 3 of us walking. It was Babe Solo was Jay Jones, and Jedi Brown, and then myself, Beth McBride. We did take turns walking, and at some points we had to hold each other up. It was pretty excruciating. And then at the end, we did arrive there, and so Yeah, we made it, but Jedediah Brown was stubborn at the end.
Mhm.
And if I could have had a chance to go use the restroom, because I hadn't used the restroom for like 8 hours. And he's a narcissist, he's inconsiderate. And so if he would have been more aware of that, if I would have had I would have made him get in the car and I would have ran the rest of the way. But then when he got there, he collapsed.
Mm.
He did go the whole way, but because he was stubborn, he collapsed.
Well, there you go. So there you go, Crook.
So
That's
I'll
Amir
tell
there.
you the truth right now. He's stubborn, and that's why he collapsed.
All right, you guys.
And an
Well,
ambulance came, and they had to take his vital signs. They almost took him to the hospital because he exhausted himself unnecessarily.
right. Okay. Well,
Oh no,
thank you
Amir
for
is
the
going. Oh boy,
eyewitness
Beth's telling all the
report
truth
there
today.
from Beth.
Beth is telling all the truth today.
Eyewitness, yes. All right. Well, stay tuned, everybody. Thank you again to everyone who joined us, and then our panel today. And yes, we'll have to do more panels. See, the people love it, and I like it too. So
But see, when you get me talking, I start telling all the tea.
I know.
I start spilling all the tea.
Well, what anything that you want to say, Ramona and Amir, on our way out, because we're done.
What do I want to say? I got something to say. What I want to see is that we continue to take a stand and that we make community change. Yes, Amir.
Okay, that sounds positive. I like that.
Yes, Amir.
Amir says 2
Yes,
thumbs
Amir.
up.
2 thumbs up.
Okay. Ramona?
Just keep watching, guys. Ramona, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Anything?
Ramona even with us?
You don't have to. You don't have to share. I just wanted to give you an opportunity if you guys wanted to say bye or say anything on the way out.
Yes.
You have anything to say, Ramona? Like bye, goodbye, adios, hasta luego, Vega, whatever. Huh?
I just want to thank all of the viewers and your support for supporting us. We really appreciate it.
Mm.
And we really need your support and just make your voice known. Let it be heard. And don't be afraid to speak up for anything that you feel is an injustice.
Amen. I agree with that. That's a perfect way to end. Thank you, Ramona. I agree. So don't fail to use your voice. Yep. All right, guys. Well, we'll see you all shortly. Hang in there, and thanks for everything. Au revoir.
Bye, guys. Bye.
Bye.